Hey, English learners, welcome back to the English Conversation Podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English and improve your life at the same time. I'm Jim.
And I'm Wendy. So happy you're here with us again. Maybe you're a little tired. Maybe you're avoiding your to-do list, but hey, at least you're doing it in English.
Yeah, if you're going to escape your responsibilities, doing it in English is the best way.
True. You're kind of avoiding work, but your English is getting better at the same time.
And for someone who's talking about avoiding work, you sound extra awake today. Wendy, what happened? Did you drink a whole coffee shop?
Surprisingly, no. Today I did something very unusual for me. I answered a message without overthinking for 10 minutes.
Wait, what? No overthinking? This is breaking news.
I know, right? Usually I type, delete, type again, and check every word, especially in another language. But this morning, I just pressed record, sent a short voice message, and thought, okay, done. Not perfect, but real.
I feel that so much. I also have those moments when I write, delete, and in the end, I don't send anything.
Yeah, so much thinking and almost no talking.
And I guess many of our listeners do the same with English. They think, but don't actually speak.
Yeah, their head is full of sentences, but their mouth is on mute.
And that's really what we want to work on today.
Because today, we're not talking about grammar rules or exam tricks. We're talking about that moment when your brain is busy and your voice is quiet.
I know that feeling so well, and I sometimes think, how many chances to practice speaking did I miss because I stayed silent?
So today's topic is really close to our hearts.
We're calling this episode Stop Thinking and Start Talking. It's all about calming that noisy brain and actually using your English voice in real life.
We'll share real stories, simple ideas, and tiny steps you can try. So speaking feels more like talking to a friend and less like taking a test.
But before we go deeper into this topic, we want to ask you for one tiny favor.
If you enjoy learning with us, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel. It really helps more learners find the English Conversation Podcast, and we'd love to hear from you.
In the comments, you can write something simple like, I'm Maria from Spain. One situation where I overthink and stay quiet is during meetings.
And we really do read your comments. We love learning about you because your comments help us understand your life and your English struggles.
And when you write, your English brain has to work. You choose words and build a sentence. That's real practice, not just listening.
All right, before we share our stories and tips, let's quickly talk about the level for today.
By the way, today's episode is at the B1 level.
So that means it's great for intermediate learners. The English is clear and simple, but still interesting and deep.
Not baby English, and not super advanced English either. It's somewhere in the middle.
And if you're a strong beginner, don't worry. You're still welcome here.
Yeah, this episode can help you slowly move from beginner English to intermediate English.
So wherever you are on your journey, you can stay, relax, and learn with us.
And because we love vocabulary, we'll highlight some bigger words and phrases from this episode.
During the episode, we'll explain them naturally inside the conversation.
And at the end, we'll do a calm little word tour. We'll slow down, breathe, and go back over the important words with simple examples. So stay with us right till the end.
All right, let's get started.
So, Wendy, let's start with a real moment. Do you remember a time when you wanted to speak another language and your brain just shut down?
Oh, yes. I remember it so clearly. I was in a bakery in another country. I had practiced my sentence many times before. Hi, can I have that chocolate cake, please?
Okay, sounds simple so far.
It was simple until it was my turn. The lady looked at me and said something fast in her language. Suddenly, my brain felt like someone had pulled the plug.
Like when the Wi-Fi goes off.
Exactly. 1 second I had full internet in my brain, and the next second, no connection.
What did you do?
I just stood there holding my little paper bag. I opened my mouth and said, "Hi, I cake this, please." And I pointed like a lost child.
Honestly, that is still communication. You still got the cake, right?
Yes, I did. And the funny thing was, the lady smiled. She didn't laugh at me. She was actually very kind.
But inside, you probably felt embarrassed.
Oh, completely. I walked out thinking, come on, you studied this. Why couldn't you say one simple sentence?
That feeling is so real.
Yes, and our listeners know this feeling. You study, you repeat, you understand a podcast, and then in real life, your mouth suddenly forgets everything.
You know, I had a similar moment on a video call once.
Really? Tell me.
I was on a call with some native speakers. I knew what I wanted to say. I even said it in my head in perfect English.
In your head, right?
Right, but when it was my turn, I heard my name, and my brain felt like a crowded room. Too many thoughts, no clear door.
Like everyone shouting at the same time. Grammar, vocabulary, fear, all yelling together.
Exactly. I ended up saying something super short like, "Yes, I agree," when I actually had a full idea.
And after the call, you probably thought, why didn't I just speak?
Yes. And that's the thing. Most of us have good English inside. The problem isn't always your English. Sometimes it's the overthinking.
That's why today we're not only talking about grammar or vocabulary, we're talking about that noisy room in your head.
And one of the loudest voices in that room is fear.
Fear of making a mistake.
Fear of sounding strange.
Fear of using the wrong word.
Fear that someone will judge you.
And when all those fears arrive at the same time, speaking becomes much harder than it needs to be.
Exactly. Your brain becomes a strict teacher.
A very strict teacher with a red pen.
Wrong grammar, wrong word, bad pronunciation. Try again.
And the funny thing is, nobody else is saying those things. It's just your own brain.
Right. Sometimes we are much harder on ourselves than other people are.
I think that often comes from our past experiences too.
Definitely. Maybe you had a teacher who corrected every little mistake.
Or maybe someone laughed at your pronunciation once.
I actually remember something like that from high school.
What happened?
I was reading something out loud in class, and I pronounced one word incorrectly. A few students laughed.
Oh no, that must have felt terrible.
It did. It was only a small moment, but I remembered it for years.
Exactly. And that one little moment can stay in your memory for 10 years.
Then later, when you want to speak, part of your brain says, "Be careful. Don't make that mistake again."
So you become more careful.
Then more careful.
And eventually, too careful.
Right. And over time, that strict teacher can start living inside your head.
That's where perfectionism comes in.
Perfectionism. That's an important word.
Perfectionism means wanting everything to be perfect and feeling uncomfortable when it's not.
And that sounds good at first. Who doesn't want to do things well?
Right. Wanting to improve is good, but perfectionism can become a problem when it stops you from doing anything.
For example, you want to say one sentence, but first you check the grammar.
Then you check the vocabulary.
Then you check the pronunciation.
Then you wonder if a native speaker would really say it that way.
And by the time you're ready,
The conversation has moved on.
exactly.
So maybe the goal shouldn't be perfect English.
Maybe the goal should be useful English.
English that helps you connect with another person,
Even if the grammar isn't perfect.
even if your accent is strong.
Even if you need to stop and think sometimes.
Communication first, perfection later.
I like that.
Me too. And I think one of the best ways to stop overthinking is to make your sentences smaller.
Smaller sentences?
Yes, sometimes learners try to say too much at once.
That's true. They have one huge idea in their head and try to translate the whole thing into one perfect English sentence.
And then the brain gets overloaded.
Overloaded means having too much to deal with at the same time.
Exactly. So instead of one long, complicated sentence, use 2 or 3 short sentences.
Can you give us an example?
Sure, maybe you want to say, I've been feeling stressed recently because I have a lot of work to do and I haven't had enough time to study English.
That's a good sentence, but it can feel difficult when you're speaking.
Right. So make it smaller. I'm busy these days. I have a lot of work. Studying is hard these days.
Much easier?
And the meaning is still clear.
That's important. Simple English doesn't mean bad English.
Exactly. Simple English can be strong English.
Especially in real conversations.
Another useful trick is to stop trying to create every sentence from zero.
What do you mean?
Use ready phrases.
Phrases you already know well.
Exactly. Small phrases you can use again and again in different situations.
Like what? Ah,
For example, let me think. I'm not sure. That's interesting. I think so. Maybe. It depends.
those phrases give your brain a little time.
Yes. You don't have to answer immediately with a perfect sentence.
You can say, let me think.
And while you're saying that, your brain is preparing the next sentence.
That's actually what native speakers do too.
All the time. Native speakers don't speak in perfect, complete sentences every second.
We pause.
We change our minds.
We start sentences again.
We say things like, well, and
Real conversation is messy.
and that's okay.
Another thing that helps is using reaction words.
Yes. You don't always need to give a long answer. Sometimes you can just react.
Like, oh, really?
That's nice.
No way!
I get it.
That's difficult.
Those little reactions keep the conversation moving.
And they show the other person that you're listening.
Exactly. Sometimes learners are so busy preparing their next big sentence that they forget they can simply react.
That's a good point.
And reaction words can help you feel like you're part of the conversation instead of someone waiting for a speaking test.
I like that image.
Me too.
What about situations at work or school? Those can be especially stressful for learners.
Definitely. That's where ready phrases can really help.
So instead of trying to invent a new sentence every time, prepare a few useful phrases before you need them.
They're almost like little scripts you can use at work or school. For example, sorry, could you repeat that? Can I ask a quick question? Or I don't understand this part.
Those are simple but very useful.
And you can practice them until they feel automatic.
Automatic means you can do something without thinking about every little step.
Like saying, thank you. You don't stop and check the grammar before you say it.
Imagine if we did that.
Someone gives you coffee and you think, okay, subject, verb, which tense?
5 minutes later, thank you.
The coffee is cold by then.
Exactly.
So the more you practice useful phrases, the less thinking you need in the real moment.
And that gives you more mental space for the actual conversation.
Mental space? I like that phrase.
It's like cleaning some things off your desk. When your desk is full, it's hard to work.
And when your brain is full of grammar rules, fear, and self-correction, it's hard to speak.
So we want to clear a little space.
Yes, and one way to do that is through low-pressure practice.
Low-pressure practice means practicing in a situation where you don't feel much stress or fear.
Exactly. You don't always need another person.
You can practice alone.
Talk to yourself while you're cooking.
Describe what you're doing.
For example, now I'm cutting the vegetables. The water is boiling. After this, I'll eat and watch an English video.
It might feel strange at first,
Very strange.
but nobody has to know.
Unless your family walks into the kitchen and asks why you're talking to the carrots.
Then you just say, English practice.
Exactly. Very serious business.
You can also talk to yourself while you're walking.
Or while you're getting ready in the morning.
Or in the car if you're driving alone.
The important thing is that your mouth is actually producing English.
Because understanding English and speaking English are different skills.
You can understand a lot and still feel nervous when it's time to speak.
So your speaking muscles need practice too.
Speaking muscles, I like that.
Not real muscles, of course.
Although after a 1-hour English conversation, my mouth sometimes feels tired.
That's your English workout.
Exactly.
Another low-pressure practice method is mirror practice.
Talking to yourself in the mirror.
Exactly. It sounds simple, but it can be really useful.
What should people talk about?
Anything. You can talk about your day, your plans, your feelings, or something you learned.
So you don't need a special topic.
Not at all. You can start with simple sentence starters. Today I feel. Today I learned. Today I want.
And then just finish the sentence.
Exactly. Maybe today I feel tired, but I'm happy. Or today I learned 3 new English words.
Or today I want to finish my work early and relax.
Perfect. The goal isn't to give a beautiful speech.
The goal is to get comfortable hearing your own voice in English.
That's actually really important.
Yes, because sometimes people feel strange when they hear themselves speaking another language.
Especially when they hear a recording of their own voice.
Oh, yes. The first time I heard myself speaking another language, I thought, who is that?
That's normal. Even hearing your own voice in your first language can feel strange.
True. But recording yourself can be a great way to practice.
You can record a short voice message for yourself.
Maybe 30 seconds.
Talk about your breakfast.
Talk about your weekend.
Talk about one thing you want to do tomorrow.
Then listen to it once.
But here's the important part. Don't listen like a strict teacher.
Yes, don't search for 20 mistakes.
First, ask yourself, did I communicate my idea?
If the answer is yes, that's already a success.
Then maybe choose just one small thing to improve.
One pronunciation.
One grammar point.
Or one word you want to use better next time.
Not everything at once.
Because if you try to fix everything, you can easily become overwhelmed.
There's that word again. Overwhelmed.
It means feeling like you have too much to handle at the same time.
And we don't want English practice to feel like carrying 10 heavy bags at once.
One small bag is enough.
Exactly.
I think another important part of speaking is your inner voice.
Your inner voice is the way you talk to yourself inside your mind.
And for many learners, that voice isn't very kind.
It says things like, my English is terrible.
I always make mistakes.
Everyone speaks better than I do.
I'll never sound natural.
Those thoughts can really affect your confidence.
Yes, If you tell yourself every day that you're bad at English, eventually you start to believe it.
So we need to change the way we talk to ourselves.
Not with fake positivity.
Right. You don't need to stand in front of the mirror and shout, "My English is perfect."
Especially if you don't believe it.
Instead, use realistic, supportive language.
For example, instead of saying, "My English is terrible," say, "My English is improving."
Instead of, "I always make mistakes," say, "Mistakes are part of learning."
Instead of, "I can't speak English," say, "I'm learning to speak English."
That's a big difference.
The situation may be the same, but the way you describe it changes how you feel.
I have another phrase I really like.
What's that?
My English is under construction.
Oh, I love that.
Think about a building that's under construction. It's not finished yet, but work is happening.
There are tools, workers, noise, and maybe a little mess.
But there is progress.
Exactly. Your English doesn't need to be finished today.
It's still being built.
Every conversation adds something.
Every new word adds something.
Every mistake teaches you something.
And every time you speak when you feel nervous, you're building confidence.
So next time your inner voice says, "My English isn't good enough," you can answer, "It's under construction."
Please be patient. Work in progress.
Maybe we need a little sign.
English under construction. Please excuse the mistakes.
I would wear that on a t-shirt.
Honestly, I would too.
Now, we've talked about a lot of ideas, but I want to make sure this episode doesn't become another thing you only understand but never use.
Good point. We need a challenge.
A very small challenge.
Nothing scary.
Here's the challenge. Sometime today, say one English sentence out loud when you normally wouldn't.
Just one?
Just one.
What kind of sentence?
Anything. If you're making coffee, say, "I'm making coffee."
If you're going to work, say, "I'm going to work."
If you're tired, say, "I'm really tired today."
If you see something beautiful, say, "That looks beautiful."
One sentence. That's it.
And if one sentence feels easy, maybe say two.
But don't turn a tiny challenge into a huge homework assignment.
That's important.
We want you to finish and think, "That was easy. I can do that again tomorrow."
Consistency is more useful than one giant practice session.
Exactly. Small steps still count.
And if you want a slightly bigger challenge, send a short English voice message to someone you trust.
Maybe a friend who's also learning English.
Or even record it just for yourself.
You can say, "Hi, I'm practicing English today. I'm a little nervous, but that's okay."
That's real speaking practice.
And it's low pressure.
No audience.
No test.
No red pen.
Just practice.
I also want to say something to the listeners who understand a lot of English, but still don't speak much.
Yes. That's a very common situation.
You may think, "I've studied for years. Why can't I speak easily yet?"
But listening and speaking are not exactly the same skill.
Listening gives you input,
Speaking requires output.
and output needs practice.
Imagine watching hundreds of videos about swimming, but never getting into the water.
You might understand how swimming works.
But your body still needs experience in the water.
Speaking is similar.
At some point, you have to get into the English water.
Hopefully not the deep end on the first day.
No, please start in the shallow end.
One sentence.
One short conversation,
One voice message.
little by little.
And remember, pauses are okay.
Oh, that's important.
Some learners think they need to speak quickly to sound fluent.
But speaking quickly and speaking well are not the same thing.
You can pause.
You can breathe.
You can say, "Let me think."
You can ask someone to repeat something.
None of those things mean your English is bad.
They mean you're having a real conversation.
Exactly.
So maybe fluency isn't speaking without stopping.
Maybe fluency is being able to keep communicating, even when you need a moment.
I like that definition much better.
Me too.
Okay, before our vocabulary review, let's give everyone one more chance to practice.
Good idea.
Finish this sentence out loud. One situation where I overthink and stay quiet is,
Maybe it's at work.
maybe it's in class.
Maybe it's when you meet new people.
Maybe it's when someone speaks English very quickly.
Whatever your answer is, say it out loud.
And if you want, write it in the comments too.
Don't spend 10 minutes trying to make it perfect.
Write it, check it once, and send it.
Just like your voice message this morning.
Exactly. I'm trying to practice what I preach.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm under construction too.
Aren't we all?
All right. Now let's slow things down and review some of the useful vocabulary and phrases from today's episode.
Welcome to our vocabulary tour.
No pressure. Just listen, repeat if you want, and notice how the words are used.
Our first word is overthink.
To overthink means to think about something too much, especially until it becomes difficult to make a decision or take action.
For example, I always overthink my English messages before I send them.
Or don't overthink your answer. Just say what you mean.
Next is perfectionism.
Perfectionism is the habit of wanting everything to be perfect.
For example, perfectionism sometimes stops me from speaking English.
You want the perfect grammar, the perfect word, and the perfect pronunciation, so you stay silent.
Our next word is overloaded.
Overloaded means having too much to deal with at the same time.
For example, my brain feels overloaded when I try to remember too many grammar rules while speaking.
That's why short sentences can help.
Next is automatic.
Automatic means something happens with very little conscious thought because you've practiced it many times.
For example, after a lot of practice, saying, "Could you repeat that?" became automatic for me.
That's what we want with useful everyday phrases.
Next is low pressure.
Low pressure means a situation doesn't make you feel very stressed or nervous.
For example, talking to myself while I cook is low pressure English practiced.
Sending a short voice note to a close friend can also feel low pressure. It's still practice, but in a relaxed way.
Next is inner voice.
Your inner voice is the way you talk to yourself inside your mind.
For example, I'm trying to make my inner voice more supportive when I practice English.
Instead of saying, "I'm terrible," try saying, "I'm improving."
Next is under construction.
Literally, it describes something that's still being built.
But today we used it as a fun way to talk about English.
My English is under construction.
It means your English isn't finished, but you're learning and making progress.
And that's completely okay.
Next is progress.
Progress means improvement or movement toward a goal.
For example, speaking for 2 minutes without giving up is progress.
Even one sentence a day is progress. Small steps still count.
And finally, let's review fluency.
Fluency is the ability to communicate smoothly and continue speaking without too much difficulty.
But remember, fluency doesn't mean speaking perfectly.
And it doesn't mean speaking as fast as possible.
You can pause, think, and still be fluent.
The goal is to keep communicating.
So, Wendy, after talking about all of this, what do you think is the biggest lesson from today's episode?
For me, it's that speaking doesn't have to be perfect to be useful.
I agree. You don't need to wait until you know every grammar rule or every word.
Because if you wait until your English is perfect, you might wait forever.
And that's a very long time to stay quiet.
Exactly. English is something you learn by using it.
You listen.
You speak.
You make mistakes.
You learn.
And then you try again.
That's the process.
I also think it's important to remember that confidence usually comes after action, not before it.
That's such a good point. Sometimes people think, when I feel confident, I'll start speaking.
But often, it works the other way around.
You speak a little first.
Then you realize, hey, I survived.
Nobody laughed.
The world didn't end.
Maybe the other person even understood you.
And that small experience gives you a little more confidence for next time.
Then you do it again.
And again.
Little by little, speaking starts to feel more normal.
Not because all your fear disappears.
But because you learn that you can speak even when you're a little nervous.
That's real confidence.
I love that.
So if you're listening right now and thinking, I understand English, but I'm afraid to speak, we want you to remember something.
You don't need to become fearless before you start.
You just need enough courage for one sentence.
One imperfect sentence.
One real sentence.
And tomorrow, maybe another one.
Small steps add up.
They really do.
Before we finish, let's quickly recap what we talked about today.
First, we talked about overthinking and how too much thinking can make speaking harder.
Then we talked about fear of mistakes, fear of sounding strange, and fear of being judged.
We also talked about perfectionism and why trying to speak perfect English can actually stop you from speaking at all.
Then we shared some practical tools.
Use shorter sentences.
Prepare useful phrases.
Use simple reaction words.
Practice in low-pressure situations.
Talk to yourself.
Record short voice messages.
And be kinder to your inner voice.
We also talked about remembering that your English is under construction.
It's still growing.
Still changing.
Still improving.
And that's something to be proud of.
Absolutely.
So here's your final challenge for today.
Sometime after this episode, say one sentence in English out loud.
Don't prepare for 10 minutes.
Don't search for the perfect word.
Just say something simple and real.
Maybe I'm making lunch.
I'm going for a walk.
I'm tired, but I had a good day.
Anything is fine.
And after you say it, don't immediately judge yourself.
Just notice that you did it.
You used your English voice.
That's progress.
And if you want to take the challenge one step further, come to the comments and finish this sentence. One situation where I overthink and stay quiet is...
Keep your answer simple. One sentence is enough.
And if you see another learner's comment, maybe leave them a little encouragement.
Something like, me too.
Or, you can do it.
Or, keep going.
Because learning a language can feel lonely sometimes, but doesn't have to be.
We're all learning something.
We're all under construction.
And we're all allowed to make mistakes while we grow.
Before we go, if this episode helped you, please like the video and subscribe to the English Conversation podcast.
It really helps the channel, and it helps more English learners find these lessons.
and we'd love to have you back for the next episode.
Wendy, any final words for our listeners?
Yes. Stop waiting for the perfect sentence. Use the English you have today.
I like that.
Your English tomorrow will be better because you used it today.
That's a perfect way to end.
Not perfect.
Oh, right.
Good enough.
Even better.
Thanks so much for spending this time with us.
Keep listening.
Keep speaking.
Keep making mistakes.
And keep going.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.